So hey everyone and welcome back. So this will just be a quick update and basically a running video. So I've cleaned out most of the yard, put a lot away in storage, just to show off a few new purchases that I got. I still haven't got this decoded put in yet. I'm still yet to do that. Maybe in a few weeks or so I'll get it decoded. But a few new stuff to show you guys. So before I show you my new logo, I'm trying to show you some other purchases what I got. Now I found these, the only reason why I picked these two up was because they were one of the last two for each, so I didn't really want to wait and I really liked what it looked like. So these are just some scenic stuff from Bachmann. They're really nice, the figures have come out really well, and there's quite a few for passengers and all that as well, so we're looking to get some of them as well. Maybe thinking, wow, look at the price, but to tell you the truth, you buy these once, you never have to buy them again, so that's what I plan to do with these. They do look really good. I just try and focus the camera. So as you can see, one's for the building and then one's for the construction, so respectively I can have them doing something similar, and I do have a bit of area there which I plan to be using for my building area, so I don't really like what it looks like at the moment, so I'll be changing that area just next to the yard over there. And to go with these, I've also picked up, which is what my Class 70's got at the moment, some scrap cars. I know these are not prototypical to be running with this loco itself, but these are just some scrap wagons. Just see, I'm trying to lean against the walls, I'm not too sure I'll be able to see it. I'm not too sure if it can. There we go, it doesn't want to focus. So there you go. So I picked up 5 of these. They were just around $20 each, or just under I should say. They're really nice, and I plan to get a bit of foam and put foam up till just below the rim, and then fill it up with basically scrap. I'll have a mixture. One of them will have track, like rails, then maybe some will have a bit of plastic, some old maybe some old underlay and all that. So just some basic scrap that you find around any railway. It's maybe some wires and all that. So as I said, we're moving more on to the new loco which I purchased, which is, I believe, is a 416. So yeah, I don't live in the UK, so I'm not 100% sure, so I'll just double check the box. Oh yes, I was right. Oops, so see, the camera went a bit out for a second. But by Bachmann 416 2-car EMU set. So it is pretty similar to my 105, it's just the areas are a bit different. I do believe the 416 would have taken over the 105, and like aero wise, so 416 is a bit more modern, and the amount of detail on it is beautiful. They were the same price, don't get me wrong, the 105 works just as well, but for performance wise and overall looks, I'd have to go with the 416. Haven't had any problems going over points, nothing. It's got a beautiful light at the front. So I'll be running this today just to show you guys. This will be running outer loop at high speed, and then I'll get my 105 running its normal run. So I'll just put these two aside for a sec. And that's my Class 70 is already lighted up and ready to go, so I'll just get that out of the yard. So that will start each journey out to the main. Okay, get my freight set up first. It's going to be the hardest to get running. And since it does run the slowest, That way traffic doesn't get involved. And then next I'll start running will be the 416. The point's already set for the 416. So I'll just call it up and I'll get it to start going. So my Freightliner is running good, as you can see, no problems. And away we go with the 416 as well. So that's just departing out of the sidings. So I'm going to leave, as you can see, I've reserved a few sidings over here just for passenger cars, as I say. I'll be looking a bit more detail on what I can do with that, but at the moment I'm just thinking of having a 3 car, maybe on this one. So just going to flick the point if I forget. A 3 car, a 2 car fits in well on this one, and not a 3 car. So hey guys, and welcome back. Just had to grab something from my room, so I would have stopped the video momentarily. So you might have seen the video jump a bit, but I'm back. So as I was saying before, it's just be storage for mainly passenger cars and at least the first 2 lines, which can easily store 3 car DMU. But at the moment I'm just going to be storing 2 cars, mainly until I get buffer stops, because it's really hard to plan it out exactly where the train should stop, because some trains do run well up to about here. So not unless I mark or I cut the track out, which wouldn't really look nice. But yeah, so at the moment I only buy 2 cars. I was looking at a 4 car, and I believe it's a 411. But considering I have really small sidings, I didn't really consider it for long. So the Class 70 is still running, so before I left the room I just quickly stopped the train, so I'll just continue it onto the outer loop. I did switch a few points when I was gone, so but at the moment the train is waiting for clearance, and the 105 is also waiting for clearance. The 416 did depart, so I'll just move my 416 up a bit. I am planning on getting some signals for the layout, not quite yet, but pretty soon. I looked into the price of signals, they're not cheap at all. So especially the block detector ones, they use the sensors, they're not cheap. So like for example, a signal will definitely be going right to the 416s, and where the Class 70 was. You'll be just going right there to control traffic a bit. And also look for level crossings. Now, I have a good story to tell you about that, but let me just get this train running and I'll show you and I'll explain what I was saying. So the 416 will depart. And I also really need to invest in getting a tripod. It really is a pain to hold the camera up and control the train at the same time, especially when I have to explain stuff and walk around a bit. So I'll just pick this point real quick. Yeah, I know you can use these things on the sides. The point as well, it does the same thing. It's just I've broken so many springs playing around with it for so long. So I'm just gonna change the direction. So just so you can get a good shot over here. The level crossing as well. Really good angle on this side. And I'll pump up the speed as well. Really smooth running. Just decrease it a bit. So it doesn't go too fast, but it's such a smooth run. I could watch this all day. It's got interior lighting, front and back lighting, and it's got a little front light just at the bottom. You can probably see it coming around. I got the lights on, so it's not going to be so bright, but you might just be able to see it. Yep. So that's running well now. So now I'll just start up the 105. Get that out of the yard. The 105 doesn't like points or set track points a lot. So for people that are not beginners, but people with just your standard layouts, I would recommend the 416 over the 105. It's especially someone just after a simple two-car train, two-car DMU. Especially around these points, I've got to take it really slowly, and I really got to watch it sometimes to make sure it doesn't trip over the points. It's mainly because one of the coupler runs really low, so I'm going to trim that off. Because I've had a few problems with the couplers, so just flick the points, and now I've got 3 trains running. And some of you guys might be wondering, how do I get 3 trains running off the one controller? Well, that's pretty simple. The easiest way for me to do it is to get my any freight train on the middle line running first, because I know that speed will never change. So whenever running on the middle line, the speeds don't change as it is a freight train. My inner and my outer lines, they stay on the recall button. So I'll just go to the controller now. So as you can see, set it up. I've programmed one of them to 105, which is my class 105 running in the middle line. I press recall button, just down there. My new loco, which I haven't programmed yet, running. And that's it. Press recall again, so I can just flick through these two. My class 70, as it's already running, I don't need to adjust any settings to it, so it's running good. So yeah, so now just as the trains are just running around, I'll be spanning out every now and then. I really just want to get a few shots down here, some trains going through. Just show you my new area, so yeah, that trains do run pretty well at the moment. I haven't had any problems with the outer line. Well, I did have problems, I should say, but I am planning on fixing it, and the inner line came out the best at all of them. No problems whatsoever as the train just goes through. My freight line will just be creeping along. So Walders do make a really nice HO crossings, the lights for the crossing. It's one of the only ones they make, and it's the modern version, so if you guys do look on the website, just look it up. It's a modern one, so it just basically comes out from a little patch off the ground, comes up and then goes across. Not really that big, but you get what I mean. And they are $49.99 each in Australia. Probably the best price I can get. And they're lighted both sides, so you don't need to buy 2 just for one side, if you get what I'm saying. So they're $49 each, and that's you can just get in. When you hook it up to the switch, it just shows it on and off, so the light doesn't flicker. So if you hook up to a normal switch, you're just saying light on or light off. Now that isn't really good for the bulb if you think about it, because if you leave it on for long periods of time, the bulb's just going to die out. So, and I would have to hook that up to a DC controller, mainly because I don't want to drain any power from the layout. So only my bus is going to be connected to my DCC power cab, my NC power cab, DCC system I should say. So we'll be connecting it to a separate controller. So that's $50 each, so I need one on each side, one on this side, and then one over here. So that's why I haven't continued on this side yet, because I really want to buy it first, plant it down, and then work around it, so that way I know exactly where the road can go, etc. And then to get the sensor detection, it costs $42 I believe, or $40 odd for each main line. So each main line requires one block detection, so they're $40 each. So that's going to come to about $120 for each line, plus $50 each for the signals. So I'm looking at over $200 just to get the signals installed. Don't mind me wrong, they do look really good, but at the moment I want to at least work for a bit, and when I finish uni for the semester, which is coming up. So within the month I'll be finished. So just around Christmas time, or just before Christmas, is when I'll be looking into more scenery stuff. But at the moment I'm just looking to run a few trains around, basically have some fun. And I've decided, because the middle line wasn't really, the carriages kind of wobble a bit, I've played around with the screwdriver and I've dug in some holes. And I've decided to keep going. I have actually decided to keep going on that, mainly because I want it to look a bit realistic as well. But I know it's kind of worked out in my favour, having a bit of problems. But if I put a bit of holes, especially where the rails are, it shows the weight of the freight train. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there is a few railroad crossings around Australia, which I know every single freight train that goes past always a bit of a bit of contact gets made with the roadway. The roadway is sometimes a bit too high. You see sparks everywhere. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to get a bit of damage. I know you can see a bit of white stuff, but after I weather it up and all that, you won't be able to see it. So what I'm actually doing at the moment, or these last few days, I've been just getting the hammer and a small flathead bit and just been bashing in the plastic a bit, trying to show a bit of trying to fix it up first, and then also show a bit of damage on the roadway, just to show you like that trains do run on this roadway. Like, you don't see every roadway these days so it's perfect all the time. Like, maintenance has to be continually done on the roadway to say perfect, but especially when trains are running, and realistically trains aren't that light, so to see long freight trains running through, especially with those containers over there, I want to see a bit of damage to the rail or to the roadway, so it's coming out really nicely at the moment. So other than that, that is all for this quick running update. Just wanted to get some trains running. As you probably noticed now, I'm running on my British trains at the moment, and I'm also looking to invest in one American and a few Australian locos in mine. But at the moment I'm really happy with what's going on with the layout. I've actually found a technique in which I'm going to install my point motors, I should say. Just pretty simple, so just trying to go by. So as you can see, the point motor has to sit right into that hole there. So what I'm going to plan on doing is getting a small drill bit, so not too big, and then drilling a hole where the point should lay around one tide distance away. So for instance, I'll just wait for this train to go, but the hole would be around there, just a small hole in the baseboards. That way I know I need to go about a centimeter, in this case to the left, is where my point should go. So what I'm going to do is, I haven't tacked down most of the points. As you can see, for example, this point is really pretty loose. So I'm going to slide a bit of metal underneath after I drill that first hole, and then drill from the baseboard up. Probably thinking, wow, it's a bit risky, might damage the point, but that's what the metal's for. As soon as I drill, I'll be able to feel that I've gone through timber and I've hit metal. It's not that easy to drill through metal, you need quite a bit of force. So I've talked about it to a few people and they reckon it should work, so theoretically that's how I'm going to be installing my points. So over here's a really good example. So I just drilled just about here. But I'll go through that in another video, so hope you guys enjoyed.